text volume. First day. In the morning, life in the city is as usual. Adults start to get up to do their work, and children start to get up to go to school. It was not a good day. The whole city was gloomy, and people's faces were lackluster. It's time to get up and go to work again. I really want to sleep for a while. A man wearing gray pajamas and messy hair got up from the bed and looked at the surrounding environment with dull eyes. Long Sui put on his slippers that were about to split in half and walked slowly to the kitchen. He boiled some noodles and put some noodles in them. He walked to the living room with a bowl and turned on the TV while watching TV while eating noodles that had no taste. Nothing seems to have happened recently, Long Sui said to himself while watching the TV carelessly. At this time, a piece of news on TV caught Long Sui's attention. Recently, strange things have begun to happen to people in most cities. People who have strange things have become walking zombies, wandering around unconsciously. When encountering people, they will quickly attack and scratch them, or if they accidentally swallow the other person's body fluids, they will become like the other person, just like the zombies in the movie. The source of this strange thing has not been found out. I would like to remind the general public not to go out casually and stay at home to avoid accidents. The end of the news broadcast on TV had a huge impact on Long Sui. No, what the hell happened? Long Sui couldn't express his current thoughts in words. Dongxi looked at the clock on the wall. He had to go to work. Even in this situation, he still had to go to work, otherwise he would not be able to live his life. Just as he quickly packed his things and prepared to go out, a message came on his mobile phone. Because there have been a lot of people in the city recently, so everyone doesn't have to go to work for the time being. We will let you know when the time comes. Long Sui froze on the spot. He sat on the stool and tried hard to understand what had just happened. This has happened to me all the time. It's really a fucking ghost. Long Sui scolded him fiercely. When this happened, Long Sui couldn't do anything. He could only wait for the situation slowly at home. He first went to take a bath, and then he lay on the bed and picked up his mobile phone to check related things. He wanted to know the origin and process of the whole thing, but no matter how he checked, he couldn't find anything, which made him irritated. He looked at the money in his mobile phone and started to figure out how to spend the next few days. He got up and picked up a worn-out notebook and a ballpoint pen with little water, and he counted and wrote them down. When he finished, she covered her face with her hands and remained silent. His haggard and sad eyes could be seen through some gaps between her fingers. The next days will be difficult. Long Sui sighed. But what if this happens? Life has to go on, right? He will not stop when you stop. He will continue to chase you like a rare prey, chasing you without getting tired. Long Sui didn't know what to do now. He just felt that his head hurt a little and wanted to sleep for a while. The loud gunshot woke up Long Sui. Long Sui ran to the balcony and looked down. There were a lot of messy things. The view was not clear, but he could still vaguely see some figures. Several police cars and a group of people in police uniforms stood there and shot at a group of ragged people. The group of people in ragged clothes had extremely twisted limbs and posed in strange postures. There were already many bullet holes in their bodies, but they still continued to move forward like crazy, as if there was no pain. The policemen were all dressed very tightly, and there seemed to be no gaps. Long said that after counting carefully, there were about a dozen people. Some of them were using anti-riot shields to block the front, while others were sitting in the back and shooting. The sound of gunfire was very intensive. After shooting for a while, it stopped. One of the police officers seemed to be communicating with others because the distance was too far to hear what they were saying. The police maintained their formation and began to move forward. Those who had strange symptoms had their limbs beaten so hard that they could no longer move other parts of their bodies. The battle lasted for almost half an hour and was over in less than half an hour. Long Sui said in shock on the balcony, "This is the first time in my life that I have witnessed such a shocking thing." Long Sui looked around. There were people of all ages and genders watching the battle, just like him. Some were still taking pictures, and some were still recording with their mobile phones. Long Sui felt that this was much more exciting than his usual life. "I feel more relieved when the police are here," Long Sui said as if he was relieved. Long Sui, who was at home, didn't know what to do, so he took out the game he had bought and never had a chance to play, and started playing. After playing for a few hours, Long Sui felt hungry and remembered that he hadn't eaten lunch either. "I watched a battle at noon and then went to play games. I ate some fruit and nothing else." After Long Sui defeated the boss, he got up and started cooking. He didn't have much food at home, so he just cooked some vegetables and potatoes to eat. He dealt with it casually and continued to play the game. It was completely dark at night. When I stretched out my hand, I couldn't see anything. Long Sui stood on the balcony and looked at the sky for a while. There were no stars or the moon in this place at night. It was the light of other people's houses gathering together. Watch anime for a while and then go to bed early. What can I do now if I go to bed early? I can't do anything. Even if something like this happens, I am still an ordinary person. I am just a person who can't do anything. I'd better go to bed early. Long Sui walked back to the living room with a sad face and whispered to himself. Long Sui became happy after watching his favorite anime in the living room for a while. When he finished reading, there was a dull expression on his face again. He turned off all the lights and walked to his bedroom, lying on the bed with his hands on his chest and thinking in his mind. She had thought before that the world would undergo some huge changes and that she would gain special abilities or great power and become the protagonist or an eye-catching person in this world. However, when the reality happened, she was still the same. She was alone and had no sense of existence. She lived as an ordinary person like everyone else. When she saw other people's homes with lights on and a group of people gathering together on the balcony, she had no thoughts in her heart and just felt a little sad. I am not the protagonist in those stories, nor do I have the ability or spirit of those people. I am running around for life every day, and I have no time to do the things I once liked. I still don't have anyone I like, and my job pays me very little. Long Sui picked up the mobile phone lying next to him and scrolled through the comment section for a while before closing it. It was not interesting. None of this has anything to do with me. I just want to live well. Long Sui said slowly and then fell asleep.